This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel Strat-O-Matic Baseball EXCEL Game of the Week.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the Game of the Week in the 1978-81 Fall League. Tonight, we got a game between expansion teams, Portland and Las Vegas. I've often called these teams 31 and teams 32. But, the very, very big but, these teams have risen from the ashes and put together fantastic seasons at the same time in the same season, for the first time in their franchise's history, which is inglorious ones. And they are playing a series to win the division and possibly get a bye, if not even the top seed in the National League. That's how the scheduling has gone this year, as Portland and Vegas in the expansion team division with Arizona and Colorado has dusted Arizona and Colorado. So they have great records, and the Colorado and Arizona are doing terrible. So with that, let's see where we are at in this series, which opened up in Portland. Game 1, these teams were tied with the best record in the National League. Unbelievable. Game 1, Vegas at Portland. John Denny versus Jerry Royce. You're going to hear some names and go, you know what? There's some good players here. And that explains a whole lot. You just get guys from other organizations and they finally ramp up to their best year and you get a decent ball club, better than decent ball club. John Denny was a fine pitcher for the Cardinals. Jerry Royce, a fine pitcher for the Dodgers. No more. Here they are. So Denny versus Royce. Expect a low-scoring affair. Bottom of the first, you get an RBI single by Bob Horner. That's plenty of power for a Portland third baseman. Bottom of the third, RBI single by Art Howe, very useful utility guy, formerly of the Astros. Top of the fourth for Vegas, Wayne Nordhagen hits a solo homer, known for catching and DH kind of player and slugging. 2-1 game. Bottom of the fifth, solo homer for Clint Hurdle in his best year, small sample size. RBI double by Tom Verizor, very talented shortstop. Came up with the Tigers. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of interesting players playing very important roles. No scrubs here. Willie Randolph signed away from the New York Yankees. Ouch. Ouch. The Yankees miss him dearly. Solo homer in the top of the sixth. A run in the bottom half. They chase Denny. Denny's not very good today. His final line, 7 innings, 13 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Jerry Royce, 7 2/3. Then he's pulled for the closer, Skip Lockwood, who gets the final 4 outs, but not without making the friends in Portland a little nervous in the 9th inning. A double, a single, and then a pinch RBI double by Danny Goodwin, once forgotten phenom, who never really had much of a major league career. Final score, Portland wins 5-3 at home, and they are officially a game in first place. So, does Vegas get the road split? They really need a road split here. So the teams are tied up again. What happens in game number 2? We have Vegas are going to send Mike Torres, the game 163 Torres. Fortunately, no Bucky Dent around. Against Eric Rasmussen, a nice San Diego farmhand having his best year with his, 79 card, I think? What card did we use for him, Rasmussen? I think it's 79. Let me just look real quick here. Yeah, 79. He had a 3.27 ERA, his best year. This game, similar result, 7-3. You've got a big 4th inning by Portland, getting a double off of Al Bunbury's defense and center, which is a shame because Bunbury's talented. He's a 2 center fielder, but he gives up a bases loaded double off his defense. Hate to see that in Strat. I always hate to see that. And then Portland comes through again with 6 singles in the 6th inning and 4 runs. Portland, folks, look out. They have got the right combinations of guys hitting their best cards at the right time. In the 8th inning, Vegas is not out of gas yet, down 7-0. Dave Winfield, what's he doing here? What's Dave Winfield doing in the desert? Well, it's because Winfield, he bounced around, right, folks? I know he's a Hall of Famer, but he was a Padre. He was a Yankee. Was a Twin. Was a Blue Jay. So, yeah. Between that San Diego, New York stop, Vegas intervened and said, come to Las Vegas. You'll love it here, Dave. We'll give you, circus, all you can eat buffet, and all that fun stuff. And Winfield signed up for that. 7-3 final. Portland wins both games in the City of Roses. They are currently in first place in the National League. And let's take a look at the overall standings before I play Game 3. You'll see the where we are at. So here we were. Vegas was at number 1 before we started play here today, with Pittsburgh at number 2. And it really has been a story of a very dismal National League. The Dodgers should be winning, and they're not. Astros not. And up top, Phillies not running away with things. It's really just the Pirates having a nice year, and these 2 expansion teams having a nice year, and everybody else, it's just some bald-faced mediocrity in the National League. So Portland, up 2 games with an 18-8 record, 692 baseball. Percentage much better than the Pirates. There we say it, folks. Team 32 could get a number 1 seed. And again, in this format, in the Fall League format, it's a much shorter postseason. Once the regular season is over, you have a one game wild card like Major League Baseball used to use, then a 5-game divisional series, then a 7-game league championship and World Series. So it's a shortcut. So once Portland starts playing the big boys, possibly the Dodgers, Pirates, Phillies, it's not like they have to go through a murderer's row here. It's a short postseason. Dare we say we see an expansion team, either one really, one of these expansions, do we see them go to a World Series? Would that be wild and give some credence to all these extra player cards that we see pop up throughout baseball? So, with that, we go to the desert, the Taj Mahal. They play in the parking lot outside the hotel there. Throw some bases down there, draw some lines in there. Guys hate sliding. It's very hard, asphalt. But you got Portland at Las Vegas. Game 3, it's Randy Lurch for Portland. And Randy Lurch, by the way, for Portland, who pitched for the 78 Phillies that went to the playoffs. So it kind of makes some sense. And for Vegas, another quality pitcher, John Tudor. His early career with Boston, John Tudor, in 92 innings at an ERA of 3. As a very young John Tudor, 1980, before he gets sent over to the Cardinals, where he eventually pitches in a World Series. We'll get started right after this message. All right, let's get started. Leading off for Portland will be Gary Ward. Leading off. 38 is a base hit. C. Steeler. Terry Poole batting second. B hit runner. Who's catching? Milt May. He's got a +2 arm. Not being held. 11, 12, 13. Try a hit and run here. Let's go do a hit and run. He gets the base hit on the 5 hit and run, and all the Portland team is off to a quick start. You got runners in the corners, and Poole has speed. He's an ace stealer. Been the spark plug for this squad. Terry Poole once hit over 500 in a National League Championship Series between the Phillies and Astros. You've heard of the Phillies and Astros. I think they just played in the World Series. But anyway, yeah, Terry Poole had a wonderful pro season in 1980. And we have his 1980 card in play. Actually, we have a 79 card to play with that single. Runners in the corners, nobody out. It's Mickey Stanley, a very old Mickey. The pitch to Mickey, 212. Pops to second. Chet Lemon, 1-8 is a 6. Nope, infield's up. Base hit, infield up, single. A-bunter bringing the infield up. That would have been a double play if you played it back, but I bring the infield up on my A-bunters. Shows you how valuable that can be in the right situation, like this one. RBI single. Poole goes to third. 1-0. Dare we say it? The Portland Rosebuds are 27 outs away from the number 1 seed in the National League. Bob Horner, 48, is a sac fly to center field. On 2 outs, it's Barry Foote. 36, let's take a look at the Barry Foote card. Former Cub, former Philly. 3-6 here. This is Barry Foote. A 1979, 254 hitter, 16 home runs. Very nice year for the Cubs. 36, this is a double left field. Lemon, a 14 runner, 15-16. Against the Wallace arm, makes it a 15 to score, and he does on a 13. Portland, putting it on here in the first. It's John Milner. 59, rolls the second. Vegas needs to respond. They were the front runner. They were in first place until Portland caught them in the previous series, and now they're fighting not only for their division lives, but for a wild card live as well. Hate to see a brilliant start get with a terrible finish, but Vegas is kind of looking at that right now. Leading off will be Willie Randolph. 68 is a K. Al Bumbry. 56 is another K. And Bill Almone. 55 flies to right field. Top of 2, it's Art Al. 33 pops to short. Tom Verizur. 1-5, base hit for Verizur. Gary Ward. Does he give the team a reward? 45, skies the center. And with 2 outs, here he is again, folks. Terry Poole. 68 is a walk-off tutor. 2 on 2 outs. Got to get Stanley out here. Or it could be your damn season. Pitch to Mickey Stanley. 37 is a strikeout. Bottom of 2. Dave Winfield, your most valuable vegan Vegas Riviera. 3-6, and Dave walks. He's a beast stealer. Wayne Nordhagen, 33, pops a second. Milt May. 1-8. Let's take a look at this Milt May card of 1981. Gosh, you know, it's funny. We saw him in the Summer League as a very young Pirate, picked up by the Toronto expansion team. Had a ton of power, hit like 270 with that Pirate team that won a World Series, but May was not protected, so he ended up with Toronto. And now, 8 years into the future, his 1981 card, it's 310 in 316 at-bats, which for a strike year is like a full season. So 2 nice Milt May cards, 8 years apart. This Milt May card was a Giant. He went from Pirates to the Giants. I think he had one other stop in there. 1-8 is a base hit in the center field. Winfield will not run the third and run his team out of the inning against the Chet Lemon arm. Down 3-zip. So you have 2 on, 1 out, and it's Joe Wallace. 1-6 is a K. And with 2 outs, it's Chris Chambliss. 67, ball 4. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and it's Steve Ontiveros, another Cub. Let's take a look at Ontiveros here. 79 Cub, just like Foote. We saw him. This was a full season. He had 578 plate appearances with a 285 average. Not a very good defensive player for the Cubs, and they don't care about that stuff. They just want to score a ton of runs in Chicago. So here it is, the pitch to Steve Ontiveros. 2-6 is a grounder to third. They come up with nothing. Top of the third. It's Chet Lemon and the Infinite Sadness. 2-4. Grounds to third. Bob Horner. 47 is a K. And with 2 outs. Barry Foote. 3-2. You saw that card earlier, folks. Barry Foote tees one up. It is gone, and Portland's got a 4-0 lead. My goodness, folks. John Milner. 210. Single 1 to 15. Base hit. And with 2 outs, it's Art Howe. 32. Fouls of the catcher. Vegas needs to get out of the back rack room, you know, get away from those slot machines and start playing some baseball. They're ruining a perfectly good season at the hands of their expansion brothers. So, in the unlikely bowl, Willie Randolph, bottom of the third, 37. That is ball 4. One of Willie Randolph's 119 walks he had in 1980. So Randolph's being held at first for Al Bumbry. 4-4 off of Lurch is short X. Now Verizur 3E27, right there in the middle of mediocrity at short. But it's a GBA. Oh, did that come in handy for Portland? That is disaster for Vegas. You got to at least get a ground ball C, if not an error single on that one. Tough break there. And of course, you weren't stealing down 3, not to mention Barry Foot's got a -1 arm. It's the Barry Foot effect, folks. With 2 outs, it's Bill Almone. 2-8, let's take a look at this guy, Bill Almone. He was another one of these phenom college minor league guys, and it just never really worked out for Bill. Really didn't. But this year it did. 1981 was the magical fix-it year for a lot of Major League Baseball players. It's called the strike. So you don't have to play 162 games. If you can get hot in about 110 games, like Bill Almone did, you can, in 349 at-bats, you can hit 301, be an ace stealer, and a 327 at short, and have power against lefties. This is easily Bill Almone's best card in his career. 2-8 to 2-out single. And now we have Winfield, the team MVP. Has to figure out a way of getting his team back in this game. Pitch to Dave Winfield. 5-12 is a strikeout. Randy Lurch pitches out of some jams. We go to the 4th, 4-0 game. Tom Verizor. 55, bounces to 2nd. This is Randolph, a 1E23 makes the play. Gary Ward. 53, right X. This is Winfield, a 1E5 in right field. With a -5 arm. And Terry Poole, 49. Sky's a center. Tudor starting to settle down a little bit. Is it too little, too late? We'll find out. Bottom of the 4th. Great pitching all throughout this series by Jerry Royce, Eric Rasmussen, and now Randy Lurch. It's time for Vegas to get their bats going. They had a fine regular season, hitting like 270, 280. Or still in the regular season. But they're in a slump now. It's Wayne Nordhagen leading off in the bottom of the 4th. 1-8 for Wayne is a base hit. Milt May, 68 off of Lurch's ball 4. Here comes Vegas. 2 on, nobody out. It's Joe Wallace. 65 off the Lurch card is homer. 1-10 double if you have power. Wallace does with 6 homers and 279 at-bats for the Oakland A's in 1978. That is over the wall. We got a ball game. A Joe Wallace 3-run homer. Also a former Cub. A lot of Cubs in this thing. Wallace, Onaveris. We had Foot. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, interesting. Bill Caudill, Willie Hernandez. This is where Cubs go if they want to go to the postseason, I guess. 4-3 game. Bottom of the 4th. It's Chris Chambliss, 66. Again, off of Lurch's card. On a 1 homer, fly ball the rest, and it's fly ball the rest. Onaveris, 2-3, 3rd. And with 2 outs. Willie Randolph, 68 is a K. 4-3 game. Brand new start into the 5th. Tudor, settle down. It's a chance now to compete for victory. Down a run. It's Mickey Stanley. 39 is a walk. Chet Lemon. 3-6. Let's take a look at Chet Lemon's card. Long time White Sox. Got a ring with the Tigers in 84, I believe. 78, Chet Lemon hit 300, 13 homers, and about 400 plate appearances. A 1 in center field, just a 0 arm. This is out of the park automatically on a 3-6 for Chet Lemon. And we are back to a 6-3 game. The relentless Portland Rosebuds. You know, there was a competition in naming the team, and it was very close. The Portland Juncos, which is that little bird in the Pacific Northwest, little songbird, annual winter bird, and little Junco lost out to the City of Roses Rosebuds. And a lot of Audubon Society people are distraught because they really wanted them to be called the Juncos. But a lot of people thought that junk, they might call like the Portland Junk instead of Junco. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, this is their moment. 6-3 in the top of the 5th, and it's Bob Horner. 46, Sky's the left. Barry Foot, what did A's had? 210, pops the 3rd, and with 2 outs, it's John Milner. 1-3, let's take a look at Milner. What is going on here, folks? The Pirates in 1979, this is a We Are Family Sister Sledge John Milner card. Played half the year at first with Pop Stargell playing the other half. This is a team that could have certainly used a designated hitter, the 79 Pirates in the National League. My goodness, they would have... the World Series wouldn't have even been close at that point. But anyway, Milner, that is out of the park. 276 and 16 home runs. 1-3 is gone, and we got a 7-3 game. With 2 outs, it's Art Howe. 44 bounces to third. Olivares a 4.27, and he's out on the E rating. Nice little break there for Vegas. 7-3 game. Bottom of the 5th. Let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
All right, the only spark in this entire series was a 3-run homer by Winfield in a once 7-0 game in Game 2, and a 3-run homer by Joe Wallace in a once 4-0 game here. That's it. They've got to build on these things and get back in the series. It'll be Al Bunbury. 65 off of Lurch. Homer if you got power. Doesn't have it. It's a single. Tough break there. Double-A Steeler, but you're down 4. Again, Foot's got a -1 arm. It's just too risky. When you're trying to make a comeback, you cannot give outs away. Outs are so important. Just stay out of the double play is all you really want to do in Strat. Just turn these cards over and force the team to make you get out 3 times in an inning. That's what you have to do when you're down 4 runs. Bill Almoon, 1-6 is a walk. 2 on for Winfield. A big moment here for the team MVP. The pitch to Dave Winfield. 1-7. Let's take a look at the Winfield card. I'm telling you, folks, these are fun teams. I'm having a great time with Portland and Vegas in this era. 79 Winfield, 308, 34 home runs in almost 700 plate appearances. And between San Diego and New York stops, we diverted the trail and sent them to Vegas because they need them. 3-run bomb, homer 1 to 13, double the rest. That is gone. We got a 7-6 game. Vegas understands the desperation and are responding. Lurch, meantime, needs 3 more outs to qualify for a win. He's not in danger of breaking, though. I mean, Wayne Nordhagen. 1-8 a single for Nordhagen. Milt May. 48, triple, 1 to 10, single not done. It's a single not done. You got runners on the corners. You got to bring the infield up for Joe Wallace. We'll let Lurch go to the bottom of the inning, and then that's it. Had enough. They'll bring it up for Joe Wallace. 48 is a double, 1 to 7. That is a double, and I'm going to say that is it. 7-7. You blew it. Randy Lurch blows the possible series for Portland. With a 4-0 and 7-3 leads, he falls apart in the 4th and 5th innings. He's gone after 4 innings, 7 runs, responsible for 2 base runners with nobody out. And Portland will have to dip into the bullpen. They're going to go Bill Caudill. Nice little year for Bill Caudill in 1980. He would be 4-6 with a 2.18 ERA. Very stingy on the hits. 100 hits and 128 innings. A little bit later in the decade, he goes out to Seattle and is their closer. So, Bill Caldwell fans out there. We go to in the 5th inning. He comes in, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. With Chambliss, Olivares, and I think they're going to play it back. They don't want to bring it up with nobody out and give up a 2-run single. So they're going to play back for now and face Chris Chambliss. 2-8 is fly ball right B question mark, and that's Milt May. Milt May, you're not going to run him, an 8-runner against Mickey Stanley, who's got a -1 arm. So now with 1 out, they're going to bring it up. They'll bring it up now. As the game is tied, they don't want to surrender the lead. So it's Olivares with the infield up with runners at 2nd and 3rd. The pitch. 66, Caudill punches him out with a strikeout. And now you got Willie Randolph as they bat around. The pitch to Willie Randolph. 47 off Caudill. Here it is. Double 1 to 6. Fly ball to left. He rolls a 10, and this is the magic of this Caudill card, folks. I told you, he doesn't give up a lot of hits. Double 1 to 6. Fly ball to left. He rolls a 10, and Bill Caudill gets out of the frame with second and third and nobody out. What a game we have, folks. This is a magical game. 7-7. We go to the 6th inning. Tudor is back into the game with a no decision. He's got such a nice card. And they're so much better against righties because you have the dangerous Clint Hurdle and Oates at 300 and so forth. So Tudor will continue in the 6th, even though he gave up 7 runs. He's going to continue, at least for one more frame. Be Tom Verizor. 57 pops to short. Gary Ward. 1-7 is a K, and with 2 outs. It's Terry Poole. 2-9 is a grounder to first base, and now momentum is with Vegas. In a 7-7 game, Caudill's a relief 3, starter 5. He will continue. Be Al Bunbury. 49's a walk. Now you can think about stealing with a double A, and he's going to take off. And he's in there. And what is the T rating for Mr. Foote? 1-14. That's a lot of balls thrown into center field, folks. He's T1-14, and that did land in center field. Oh boy. Suddenly, Portland is not looking very good. We got a runner at third with nobody out, and you got the C bunting Almon. They're going to bring the infield up. 48, single 1-8 off Caudill. Misses another one. Caudill's living a charmed life. They're missing the hit chances. And now you got Winfield. The fans are on their feet after their hero hit the 3-run homer in the last inning. Lead run at third, infield up. The pitch to Dave Winfield. 38 is a left beat question mark, and they're going to run. You know that. This is Mr. Al Bunbury. 17, 18, 19. Poole's got a -1 arm, so he's just going to... Poole's got a +1 arm. Wrong year. He's a 2 + 1, he's 0. He scores on a sac fly. And Vegas gets the first lead of the series. Couldn't come at a better time. 2 outs in the 6th. Wayne Nordhagen. 45, homer 1, double is a double. And Milt May. 52, right X. This is Stanley's a 2E13 in right field. Makes a lot of errors, but not that time. 6 in the books, 8-7 game. Really no defense to bring in with a lead. And Tudor, now you don't want him to lose. You don't want Tudor to lose, so he puts a guy on, we'll get him out of there. I'd rather have Mickey Stanley bat than Hurdle, so we'll let him pitch to Mickey Stanley in the top of the 7th. 3-6, flies left. Lemon is better against righties than lefties. We'll pitch to him, Chet Lemon. 2-10 is a fly by the left, and with 2 outs. Horner, better against righties as well, so we'll pitch to him. 55 for Tudor, bounces to second. This is Randolph, a 1-second baseman, and the inning is over. We're going to pull Tudor, after 7 frames, 7 runs. Stretch time here in Las Vegas, in the desert. We got the Ethiopics, Mahmoud Ahmed. They love this stuff here. The little touch of Ethiopia here. Every time Vegas plays. Wonderful stuff from the Imperial Bodyguard Band in the early 70s. Mahmoud Ahmed. Thank you very much. Back to the game. Bottom of the 7th. 8-7 game, Caudill. Now, he's gone 2 innings. Might want to get him out of there, keep him fresh. So he's available for the rest of the series. Let's get him out of there. He gave you 2 quality innings. Actually, he would be responsible for the loss at this point. So they're going to go Charlie Huff. Again, Charlie Huff. Well, Charlie Huff really is still kind of in between relief and starting. Maybe Charlie Huff stats. 5-5 with a 3.29 ERA for the 78 Dodgers. I believe this is the Charlie Huff who threw some balls over the right field fence in Yankee Stadium to Reggie Jackson. But anyway, he's coming on in the 7th inning. Charlie will face Joe Wallace. Had the big home run in the 4th. Pitch to Joe. 47's a walk. Chris Chambliss. 2-6, pops to first. Steve Olivares. 48 is a walk for a 10-runner. Metzger is going to pinch running play third base for defense and some speed. 2 on, 1 out for Willie Randolph. 66, left field, and with 2 outs. Al Bunbury. 42, rolls to the pitcher. We'll go to the 8th inning of an 8-7 game, and now we'll get into the back of the Vegas bullpen. You got Bill Castro and Woody Fryman. Castro was a capable closer for the Brewers. Woody Fryman, capable for the Expos. They both ended up here. So we will go with Castro. Bill Castro will come in the 8th inning with an 8-7 lead. And it'll be Barry Foote leading it off. Interesting day. He's got a home run and a double, but he's also had a throwing error that led to the lead going to the Vegas team. So here's Barry Foote. 2-5 against the righty as a bouncer to short. John Milner homered his last at bat. 5-12 rolls with the pitcher. And with 2 outs, it's Art Howe. 2-10 for Art Howe is a fly ball left field. We'll go to the 8th. And Huff will continue. Bill Almon. 58, single 1-2. He gets the single 1-2. Big break there, and he's an ace stealer. Got to take advantage of that. He's going to attempt a stolen base. He's in there on a 3. And look at this, folks. Another T rating for Foote, whose once brilliant day is looking pretty lousy now. We got a stolen base, another ball thrown into center field. And you got Winfield up with a runner at third and no one out. They're going to bring the infield up. 2-7 is a base hit through the hole in the infield where you brought the infield up. And just like that, Vegas 9-7 lead. How about this, folks? How about this Vegas team? About to be swept away and lose the division. No, they put their bootstraps on, they went to work, and now they got a 9-7 lead. I'm telling you, these are 2 very talented teams. So, runner at first for Nordhagen. 43, right X. This is Mickey Stanley's a 2E13, but he makes a 2-base error, and suddenly Portland is starting to look like an expansion team, playing very, very disinterested baseball now. They just fell apart from the 4th inning on. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out for Milt May. Got to bring it up. 2-10, pitcher. Runners hold. Still up for Joe Wallace, 38. First B, guy gets thrown out at the plate. Runners in the corners, 2 outs for Chris Chambliss. 65 off of Huff, rolls to second. Huff gets out of what would have been more disaster. It's a 9-7 game in the 9th inning, and here he comes, folks. Woody Fryman. Woody Fryman in the 9th inning. Magnificent year for the Expos in 79. 3-6 with a 2.79 ERA and a bunch of saves. He is your Vegas closer. And he will face Tom Verizor at the top of the lineup. So here we go. All defense is in at this point. For a 2-run lead, it's Tom Verizor. 2-11, pops to second. Boy, that champagne, that was about to get popped, but now it's going to sit there in that clubhouse of Portland. And you hate to see that. It's a bad omen there. Gary Ward, 69, is a walk. Suddenly, Terry Poole, the tie run. Doesn't have power against lefties, though. Ward's a C stealer. He'll stay put at first. The pitch to Terry Poole. 35 for Poole. Let's take a look at his card. I haven't looked at it yet, though. 287 in 658 plate appearances in 79. 2E0 in left. A 1E, your dreaded 1E0 in left and right field. You gotta love that. 3-5, double 1-4, single dot dot. That is a single dot dot. And now suddenly, the tie run is at first base. And the batter is Mickey Stanley, who they want to bat, frankly. They prefer to face this guy than deal with Clint Hurdle, who crushes it. So with runners at first and third, Poole, you got to hold him. You can't let him get to second base as the tie run. Get him in scoring position. So they will hold, but they'll play it back, hoping for a double play. But they will hold. And they'll pitch to Mickey Stanley, who is 0 for 3, scored a run with a walk. The pitch to Mickey Stanley. 46 off Fryman is a strikeout. And with 2 outs in the 9th inning, it's all up to Chet Lemon. Had a nice day. He's 2 for 4. He's got a 2-run homer and a run-scoring RBI single in the 1st inning. Big moment here. Chance to give his team the lead with a 3-run homer in the 9th inning on 3-6. The pitch to Chet Lemon. 57 off Woody Fryman's a walk, folks. That is ball 4. And that's not what you wanted to do. You did not want to load the bases for Bob Horner. Did we show you this card, folks? Let's take a look at Bob Horner. Man, some characters, I would say. Horner didn't go to the Hall of Fame, and Chet Lemon didn't go to the Hall of Fame either. The Hall of Very Good from Terry Poole didn't either. There's some very good players, but not Hall of Famers. But what a character Bob Horner was. 79 Horner, 33 home runs, and 500 plate appearances with a .314 batting average for the Braves. Longtime third baseman. They moved him over to first base in the middle of the 80s. He was fine there as well. Yeah, ridiculous card. And Woody Fryman's going to have to deal with this with the bases loaded and 2 outs. They're back, though. The infield is playing back. Tie run at second. A single dot ties this thing. Corner has more hits versus righties than lefties, so Fryman will pitch to him. The pitch to Bob Horner. 34 off of the Horner card is a slow roller to third base. Picked up by Metzger, thrown to first. That's your ball game, and old Portland has blew an opportunity today to sweep Vegas. And Vegas is right back in this thing. Home teams won every game. Love the comeback. Love the gutsy comeback. We're going to look at some stats of these two squads as well. Woody Fryman gets a save, made it interesting. A hit, 2 walks, and a K in the 9th. Nice setup job by Castro. Tudor was the story. He was awful early. Then he settled down. He stuck around because he didn't put a ton of guys on base. He had that, the home runs. But overall, it wasn't a ton of base runners. So the 7 runs were all earned, but only walked 2 and struck out 3. Put 11 men on in 7 innings. Not that bad. Gets the win. Charlie Huff in a couple innings there. 2 hits, an unearned run, and 2 walks. Bill Caudle pitched out of the 5th nicely with a strikeout. Unfortunately, he has to take the loss, which is a real shame because of the believe it or not, the Barry Foote throwing errors. Very seldom you see that decide baseball games, but it did today. He gives up 1 hit, 1 unearned run, and 1 walk and 1 strikeout. Wow. Lurch was not very good. He started out great through 3 frames, but then after that, fell apart there. 9 hits and 7 runs that were all earned. 5 walks and 5 strikeouts. That's not good at all. 1019, 0108, 912, 710, 4486. So Portland put 14 men on base, but Vegas put 20 on base, and most of that from the 4th inning on. That is game 3 in the books. We'll take a look at the composite box for these 2 playoff caliber teams. Kind of looking forward to it, folks. I've really never seen one of these expansion teams do much in a postseason, and I think the way these rosters are constructed, this might be the year. Kind of shake things up a bit. Plus, in the fall league, you're likely to have more upsets. It's a smaller league, a shorter league, and then you have more opportunities for upsets as rosters aren't as carefully coiffed as they are in the summer league. There, attention to detail, that kind of thing. So, Portland with that loss falls to 18-9, still a game up. They are hitting .312. They have a .376 ERA. That's amazing. Eric Rasmussen is 5-1. Jerry Royce is 4-2. Lurch has got the losses 2-2. As far as the hitting goes, who's leading the club in hitting? Tom Verizer's got 33 for 103. John Milner, 36 for 109. Both those guys hitting over 300. Chet Lemon, 32 for 113. It's all over the place. How about Art Howell? Leads the club in hits with 39 and 112 at bats. What is Art Howell up to? He's hitting 348. I mean, you're getting everybody contributing here. It's funny, Chet Lemon has 7 triples. 3 home runs, 4 doubles. And Bob Horner only has 6 homers and 21 RBIs. It's a collective effort. A very balanced attack by everybody. You got 12 stolen bases for Terry Poole. Unlikely base stealing hero there. So let's look at Vegas. Vegas just a game back at 17-10. They're hitting .295. Just a little bit less than Portland. They got a .394 ERA. Woody Fryman has 7 saves, 3 runs in 14 innings. He's been perfect. Denny is 5-2. John Tudor, who you just saw, is 5-2, even though he gave up 7 runs early in that game. They're hitting stars. You got Al Bunbury, 38 for 115. That's .333. You got Milt May hitting .330. You got Willie Randolph hitting .330 with 21 walks. That's probably a 400 on base. Not a lot of power, surprisingly. Winfield's got 5 homer and 24 RBI to lead the club. He's your team MVP, also hitting around .320. But nobody else has more than 2 home runs. So one thing Vegas needs, they don't have enough power. But fun squads, great players. The missing pieces all assembled and rearranged in news sites. All these guys are hurting. Bunbury would have really helped Baltimore, you know. Chambliss on the Yankees with Willie Randolph. Oh, the Yankees are missing both of those guys, you know. Dave Winfield, the Padres certainly could use him. The Cardinals could use John Denny. Woody Fryman on the Expos. And for Portland, man, they got, you know, Terry Poole out of that Houston outfield where Jose Cruz and Cedeno reside. They got Bob Horner away from the Atlanta Braves. That slugger, man, taking them out of Atlanta with Dale Murphy and the other Atlanta sluggers. That's a shame. Barry Foote away from the Cubs. Jerry Royce away from the Dodgers. Applaud that one, folks. Applaud that one. So, yeah, fun baseball from the Mountain Division. And I got more baseball to play. A Game 4 in Vegas and Game 5 back in Portland if necessary. Thanks for checking this out, folks. We'll give you the results at the end of the video. And we'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, classic series. Here's the box score of the game I just played. The 9-7 Vegas win, getting the much-needed win to keep their season alive. What would happen in Game 4 in Vegas? Can they win this game and send it back to a winner-take-all Portland Game 5? And the answer is, you betcha. Game 4 starters for Portland. Dave Frost. He was kind of the young star in the California organization. Had a couple good years, then he was beset by injuries, unfortunately. Kevin Cabell out of the Mets system was a decent lefty. And this game, we have a early lead for Vegas on an RBI double by Randolph. Then a Verizon single ties it up. 5 singles in the 3rd inning makes it a 3-1 game. But John Milner, 2-run homer, 3-3 tie. 5th inning big play here, an error by Tom Verizon lets a couple unearned runs score. It is 5-3. No more runs score. Frost, 6 innings, 12 hits, 5 runs, 3 are earned. Caudill and Hernandez do capable relief work. Cabell goes 7 to qualify for a win. 6 innings for Cabell, 7 hits, 3 runs. But it's Doug Bird and Woody Fryman coming out of the bullpen to win this game in the 9th inning of a 5-3 game. Verizon singled, Ward struck out, and then Terry Poole hits into a 4-6-3 double play to end the game. Woody Fryman gets a save. We're tied up, 2 apiece, and these 2 teams are going to play a winner-take-all Game 5 for a bye and possible #1 seed in the playoffs. In Portland, back to the aces of each team, John Denny and Jerry Royce. What a thriller. Game number 5, I guess. We get in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Clint Hurdle. He was on the bench against 2 lefties, back in the lineup, singles in the 1st, solo home run in the 3rd. That's how important that dude is. 1-0 game. Stays that way into the 7th. A single, a double. And then Jerry Royce breaks in a 1-1 tie, so he's taken out. And Charlie Huff is brought in. Huff does a decent job. Denny continues into the 8th inning. He gets an out. Terry Poole singles, steals a base. Then Chet Lemon gets the hit off the 3rd baseman to score the run. A tough way to get, you're getting hits off a defense to get lead runs. So Denny's day is done. Woody Fryman comes on in the 8th, gets a line out max to end that inning. Poor John Denny, 7 1/3 innings, 8 hits, the 2 runs. In the 8th inning, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, Skip Lockwood is brought in. He saved game 1. He strikes out Nordhagen. And then in the 9th, Lockwood strikes out Milt May. Joe Wallace gets his 3rd hit of the game, a single. And then Chris Chambliss, another Lomax. A Lomax to end the series. And the home team, and in this case, Portland, wins Game 5 2-1. What a celebration in Portland. So let's take a look at what this team has accomplished. There they are, folks. They are number 1 in the National League with 19 wins. And the Pirates, they can still catch them for number 1. It's a battle between Pittsburgh and Portland for the number 1 seed in the National League. This tough Vegas team has to settle for a wild card game that they would host. Actually, they don't host it. That's right. The wild card teams go on the road and go to the division winner. So this really good Vegas team that finishes 18-11 will most likely go to either Los Angeles or Philadelphia, maybe Atlanta, for the wild card game. So that's it tonight. Break up the home team, the Portland Rosebuds Juncos. They clinched a playoff spot and a bye in the National League playoffs in 1978-81. Thanks for checking this out, folks. We'll see you next time.